Good morning. It's 11, which means it's time for 50 days to 50. I'm in a little bit of a sweat because the thing said it wasn't working, but someone's watching, so it must be working. So we're just going to soldier on as if it's working, as if there's someone on my side of the computer who could fix it if it weren't. So all that aside, oh my gosh, am I excited for today? Oh my gosh. Pulled out a good Scandinavian O just for my dear, dear, dear college friend, Doug Kampsen. I'm bringing him right to the screen. Hello, Doug Kampsen.
Oh, hi, Cripes. Good morning. Oh, God. Hi. Good to see you.
Nobody does it better than you except maybe our college classmate, Tanya Fritz.
Yeah, I mean, true. And because we're not trying.
There
was a lot of therapy to get rid of, speech therapy to get rid of the O's. But of course, there's places like Shopko in Minnesota where we really learned how to get that.
There's just places like Minnesota and North Dakota. So, I mean, it's tough to get that out all around.
Well, I still get teased with bagel. Oh, you want a bagel? I'm like,
bagel.
Put it in the bag.
Yeah, put it in a bag. There's the American flag, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. So Bonnie did not disappoint. Hi, beloved dog.
Hi, Bon.
Yeah.
Beloved dog.
There it is.
Yeah.
So when my friend Daniel was on the other day, I could tell she clearly was not on. And I thought she will just throw herself into the tallest snowbank she can find. So I texted her and she immediately hopped on. So I preemptively got to this one. Good job, Mother.
I feel honored.
Well, it's more for her sake than yours. You and I would have been okay, but she would have been bereft. So it's just, I try to keep her happy when I can.
You don't need that this time of year. There's a lot going on.
So true. So just for context, Doug is one of the few people from my actual grade in college. We went to college all our years together, finished up together. Mm-hmm. One of my dearest friends, maybe the last person I ate hamburger with, because we used to eat spaghetti and drink Purplesaurus Rex Kool-Aid.
And a lot of tuna pasta.
So much tuna pasta, a little tuna helper.
Yeah, totally, for sure.
Yeah, with the 4-fingered glove. You can't beat him. He's super cute.
Well,
college
was on a budget. We had a budget.
Oh, I was going to say, we've graduated up from that a little bit.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So it's all good. So now you're a great big real estate mogul in New York City and, have your upstate home and have a husband and 2 amazing dogs and still can pull out your Minnesota accent when you need to.
No, I mean, I'm grateful. Life is good. I mean, that is something I don't take for granted. And it's not just the New York life, but it's also my heart and my family in Minnesota, which I don't get to see enough, but they are purpose. They ground me. And, it's interesting thinking about this call because I have nieces and nephews that I think are my age because I've always been like,
because they've been in our lives.
I've always, 25 to 30 is what I think I am. And I'm my parents' age and I think they're 50,
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. That's how I see, the world still, I don't, there's not a feeling in my body yet that says 50. But, and I'm like, it can't be. My parents cannot be my grandparents' age. That's just not possible,
Yes. Yes. It's very, very odd. It's coming and it's still really, really hard to figure out how to intellectually wrap your mind around it. I agree with you completely. Your parents are also 50 in my mind, and my mom is about 32. So I don't know how old I am.
Yeah. We're all of a sudden we're all the same age.
Yeah, it's true.
It's really, it is. It's kind of shocking to think like, wow, I've been in New York 23 years. Like it doesn't that's a big number, but it doesn't seem like that amount of time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced 9/11 right here in the heart of it. And that's a lot of my nieces and nephews weren't born when that happened, so there's real perspective when you have conversations like this, because you're not always asked to reflect in that kind of grand way. As I think there are numbers in our life, 25, 30, 40, and 50 is obviously one of those where it's like New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, it's that moment you reflect.
Yeah.
Like, where is it? Wow, how did that happen? Wow, how great, how
Mhm.
grateful to be here, how grateful my family's all here.
Yeah.
There's so much joy in it. Well, when a lot of people, I think, dread a number,
Mhm.
um, I kind of think it's just awesome. The alternative
Well,
is not great.
that's what I was gonna say. You have 2 paths.
Hmm.
This one is, I think, by far the better. It's certainly the one I'm most interested in. It's really hard to live stream from the grave,
Yep.
so, that there's that. But I agree with you that there's a and because my birthday is so close to the end of the year, there's always sort of this melancholy
Mhm.
and anticipation thing tied into it
Yeah.
because it is uh, you can't help but reflect on December 29th about your year because everybody is either giving you presents wrapped in Christmas paper or wishing you happy new year.
Yep.
Um, so I'm already caught up in that. And then to have it also be 50, there is some distortion to it, because of that idea of, well, if I'm 50, how old does that make the people who are older than me? All of that. But there's also just absolute gratitude for
Yeah.
getting here. I mean, if you and I could go back, and I'm totally preempting our questions, but if you and I could go back and sit in your little basement apartment
Hmm.
um, and eat, the cow that you named and then we're now eating from the farm,
Yep.
we would not believe where we are today. And I say that both good and bad. If someone were to say to me, "You're still going to be in Fargo, North Dakota, you lucky girl," I would say, "Oh gosh, let's just wrap it up right now. Let's lay that down." And
Right.
but
But the
it's
thing
not
is too,
that bad.
yeah, I think the beauty of age is you can't imagine it.
Yeah.
You only can live it.
Mm,
Never imagine it.
yeah.
Because, you know, do you remember Bryant Alexander?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
he was one of my favorite instructors in college, and he said something once in our one of our advanced speech classes about digging into characters and figuring out their life script. And
Mm,
and I've always thought of that like, yeah, we're all writing our script all the time,
mhm.
and we can't know anything until we've lived it. It's impossible to get there yet. We can speculate, we
Yeah.
can daydream, we can have grand fantasies about what relationships are, or how much money we're going to have, or what the houses are going to look like, and the amazing vacations we're going to go on. Um, but those are those are the great dreams that push us towards goals. But they're you have to live them to know them, to feel them, to get them into your life script, and those are the things that change us, that make us different, than we
Mhm.
were at 25,
Yeah.
you know?
Thank goodness.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've always loved my decades. I
Mhm.
look back on my decades, my 30s were better than my 20s, my 40s were better than my 30s. So I'm imagining my 50s will come with amazing rewards as well, you know?
One of the kind of through lines of these conversations is exactly that. So many people, and it's people who are well into their 60s and beyond. So they're
Mm,
enough further past their 50s decade that they really can look back on it. But so many people have said to me, my 50s were where it all came together.
yeah. Mhm.
And it's lots of reasons because everything after that, then, you know, people's health starts to fail. And there's things that I think get harder, not bad necessarily, but harder. You start to lose people, those sorts of things.
Yeah.
Your 50s, if you're lucky, you're
Mhm.
healthy, you've got a little stability, you've got some, experience under your belt, all those kinds of things. And so that's really given me um real excitement for these next 10 years,
Right.
as opposed to just saying, yeah, they'll be fine. I actually feel some, okay, it's
Yeah.
time to really jump in and go.
Well, I think there's something, I mean, I think something that my journey has shown me is the older I am, the greater sense of self I have.
Mhm.
And there's a confidence in just being. You know, there's this great book Nicole Fenstead gave me, and it's a very simple book, but it's titled "You Already Are." So you
Mm,
already are enough. You've always been enough. But that realization doesn't happen at 22 or 32, but it's better at 42 and it's better at 50. Especially if you're willing to put in the work to kind of think about what drives you, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, how you can relish in quiet instead of the go, go, go and missing out on things. And I think there's just great beauty in aging.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm particularly drawn to your point about quiet.
Mhm.
I think it's hard to find and get into quiet anymore. And so it does have to be intentional. And it is where your deepest insights come, where your fondest dreams can be uncovered, where you can really ask yourself some questions that might push you into an uncomfortable place, which is what you have to go through to get to the other side. And that is harder to do when you're young, because you're just scrapping when you're young. You're just trying to,
Yeah.
keep up and get by and get ahead if you can. So, all
It can
right.
it can also push you into great joy.
Hmm.
There can be the quiet can be like just really therapeutic in reminding yourself that all the small things are the big things.
Mm.
It's I I think it's funny when people talk about, oh, what a cliche that is, what a cliche. And I'm like, God, I'm such a lover of cliches because I just think they're real. I think they're
Well,
true.
there's a reason that everybody says them, and
Right,
it's because they resonate.
right. If you can choose to be anything, choose kindness. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
We think that's like kind of, elementary and simple, but it's not.
No.
Being grateful to the person at the post office yesterday, like it made her day. I'm like, hey, we see you. We know how hard you're working right now. Like,
Yep.
good luck to you. We're
Yeah.
rooting for you. And
Yep.
I think that matters.
Well, if you think it doesn't, then think back to the last time a stranger was rude to you, and think back to the last time a stranger was kind to you.
Mhm.
Which one lifted your heart?
Right, for sure.
One makes you feel bad,
Mhm,
and one, like, immediately erases all of your problems,
mhm,
and it's done nothing to fix anything, but it matters in such a
mhm.
profound way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to ask you one of my 3 questions,
Okay.
because I feel like you've already addressed them all, and this has been a glorious conversation. But, what do you know now, Doug,
Mhm,
that you wish you could go back, and you've really touched on this, but you might have other things. What do you know now you wish you could go back and tell to your younger self? And I don't care how far
mhm.
back you want to go.
Right. I mean, when Shuki and I got married in Minnesota in 2019, it was a very reflective point for me because we got married in Minnesota, at a winery in
Yep.
a gay couple, very red country Republican. This is
Well,
not
and you're from a very agricultural part of Minnesota. Yeah.
totally. So there was time, at home thinking about my younger self would have never allowed himself to dream this
Yeah.
because it would have just been too painful to allow myself to dream that. Especially growing up in the 90s, late 80s, when all you really saw on television was people dying of AIDS.
Yes.
So that was my formative years of coming to terms with myself.
Mhm.
And what I would remind my younger self is that all the struggle is worth it.
Mm.
It is so worth it. It is going to be hard, but it's going to make you who you are, and you're going to love that person,
Mm.
And I think there is um, I think there's, uh, I don't think we think about our relationship with ourself as much as we probably should as
Mm.
human beings. I think the fact that we can wake up every morning and, I write my gratitudes down every day. I've done it for years and I've realized, when the hard crap hits, and it will hit, it hits all of us. None of us are immune to it. being grounded in gratitude every day just makes you a little bit stronger for those moments.
Mhm.
Um, so there is a lot of gratitude in the lessons that were not rosy, in the lessons that were difficult, um, and it allows you to grow and go, wow, what can't I accomplish?
Mhm.
Who can't I love? I can love anyone.
Mhm.
We can be completely different, but we have common ground on something. And just that, we are in our head and our mind all the time. It's the most important relationship we'll ever have. And being able to tell yourself that, God, I love you. Like, I love who you are. I love your body. I'm so grateful you woke up today,
Mhm.
and all those little things are not little,
Yeah.
it allows you to kind of push that when things do happen that are disgusting or gross and go, oh, that's not really about me. Or,
Yeah.
there's this great book called The Four Agreements. I don't know if you've
Oh,
read
I love it.
it. Is
Love it.
it is my mantra, and one of the ones that I really love the most, and that is, don't make assumptions.
Yeah.
It is so hard. You're like, oh my God, I'm making assumptions. Stop.
Yes.
And it allows you to know that you've done your best, and what other people do is out of your control. And that has been a big lesson, I would say, not just turning 50, but maybe in the last 5 years or so, is really working on what do you have control over and what don't you? Because there's so much stress. I can't control my clients' anger if they don't get an offer. There's so many things, but I can control how beautiful the apartment looks. You know what I mean? So there's certain things
You're doing an excellent job on that, just by the way.
thank you.
Wow.
But I think for, in the four agreements, and this is one I've talked with my therapist about, a lot, is still at 50 is like the last one is just do your best.
Mhm.
And for someone who's always questioned, are they doing their best? What does that feel like?
Mhm.
And that just gets easier. I
Yeah.
think with age is that, yeah, today I did do my best.
Mhm.
This was what I got today, and I'm proud of that. And that for someone who's always felt a little bit judged, a little bit like I got to be better than, stipulations I've put on myself as
Yeah.
a young man. Um, it just gets easier to know, like, yeah, I am enough. That's good.
Yeah. I'm reminded of my conversation from, I think, 2 days ago with my friend Marcy Mueller, who did a visual that I'm gonna do for you, not because you'll go, "Well, I've never thought of that," but because it speaks to this exactly. She just said, "I do this a lot. What is inside my circle, this
Mhm.
is what I can control, and
Yeah,
everything outside,
yeah.
can't do anything about that." And I think it's really valuable to realize that the circle does not have to be all encompassing, and
Mhm.
that you are inside the circle.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can control you, I
Mhm.
say to myself, Dana,
Yeah.
and very little else.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of, and this is something that, uh, it's really been in my radar a lot in the last couple of years, is trust that the universe, you know, um, I've talked to many different people. Some people call it their angels on earth and beyond. Some people call it their committee. Some people call it their elders.
Mhm.
Whatever it is, it's the same feeling, is that you have this massive amount of energies and people in every capacity of in
Mhm.
this world and beyond that are really working for you and pushing you in the right direction. So trust in your journey,
Yeah, even when it's hard.
especially when it's hard, because
Yeah,
that's when you just need the extra strength.
yeah. Oh, Doug Kampsen, I could go on and on and on because, I don't talk to you nearly
Yeah.
enough.
You
Uh,
have numbers, I have yours, we should
I know,
definitely.
I pretty much only talk to you if I've had one of those great dreams about you where I wake up crying and then text you.
Delicious,
Always super emotional.
delicious.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to, just text you for random reasons,
Yeah,
not necessarily because 'cause I've had a weepy, weepy, fantastic dream about you.
so, like,
But
"Hey, just was at Hornbacher's thinking about you.
just bought
Just
some Tunisian bread.
just got a
That's
loaf of bread, looks
yep.
delicious and sliced. Gonna eat that like crazy."
All right, Doug, love you so, so,
Love you,
so
love
much. Thanks for joining me and sharing your beautiful insight. I'm so happy to have spent this little bit of time with you.
you.
Merry Christmas to all four of you. Safe travels. Holy buckets, you are coming into serious winter, so
No,
travel safely.
we should be okay by the time we leave. Everything is kind of passing through.
Yeah,
Maybe a
yeah.
little sprinkle of rain at the end in New York City, but that we're kind of tracking it now. So
Well, safe
great
travels,
seeing you,
and
love.
tell your entire massive cacophony of Kampsen family Merry Christmas from me.
I will. I'll tell the 4,000 camps since you sing the best.
All right, take care, Doug. Everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.